What's up, guys? Welcome back to this video, and this is going to be a wild one because I picked up this $1,000 collection. I know, that's like crazy coming from me. I mean, my last pickups were a couple $100, and now here I am grabbing a $1,000 collection. It's actually a little bit more than $1,000, but I really want you guys to stick around and let me know if you think I got scammed. Was the price fair? We're going to talk a little bit about the numbers and what I paid and what the collection is worth, but we're going to get into that all later. But before we do, I did want to let you guys know again, and I've been pushing it so much, but I really want to give you guys an opportunity to go down, use my referral link, join Whatnot, and bookmark my future shows, especially the show happening tonight at 6 p.m. GMT, which is 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, because we're going to be doing a bunch of sick Charizard cards starting at $1. So definitely tune in for that show, and you can swing by, pick up some free Pokemon cards, because that referral link will give you $15 towards your first purchase on Whatnot. We're going to have a ton of fun stuff that we're doing, a bunch of giveaways. We're going to have some 151 tins in the Buy It Now, but it's going to be a blast. Just come by, grab some free cards, and go ahead and say hi. But yeah, so basically to get into this video, I bought a $1,000 collection. Like, I'm not clickbaiting. This is for real. Like, I'm almost kind of like shocked that I even went through with this, but we're going to talk all about the numbers and how much I paid. And, you guys can let me know what you think. Did I get scammed? Was this a good price? We'll see. I'm really curious on getting your guys' thoughts about it, but without further ado, let's get into these slabs. All right, so starting off with some absolute bangers. As you guys may already know, I'm a huge fan of the Evolutions. I've got my awesome playmat that I use right here, sort of as my mouse pad / desk pad, and I saw these cards, and once I saw them, I instantly fell in love with them. This is the entire set, actually, of some of the World Championships from 2007 and 2006. It's like a set that they kept together. It's 2007 and 2006. And we're just going to take it one card at a time. So first off, we've got the Vaporeon EX 2007 World Champs Fly V's. This is the Gem Mint 10, and you see like this really cool kind of like custom signature deal there, and then just really awesome EX artwork there. You can actually see this is a card that was actually printed from 2005, but this is what makes it special. That's the World Champs. And then of course the back as well is very unique. Sort of like tropical. This is just absolutely awesome to have in a PSA 10. And this is a Pop 5 card. There's only 4 other of these cards in existence in a PSA 10. So that is just one of the cards. Next up is the Espeon EX PSA 8. Super cool with the signature there. Man, I'm out of breath just being able to hold these and look at these and just have these. I ended up getting these from a guy local who went by AJ, and he was super nice, and I'm glad that we could work out a deal. And I've got to say, for an 8, this is a really good looking card. I'm wondering if this is worth cracking out or crossing over, which definitely stick around because there are some cards that I think could be worth crossing over, but we'll see. So next up is the Umbreon EX, also from World Champs. This is the 2006, and man, just super cool artwork. I love the reds and black there, and then like the purple on that one and the blues on the Vaporeon. Like, man, they nailed the artworks here, and these are just some really cool rare cards. And it's going to get even crazier as we go. Like, there's some other bangers that are going to come up. These are not all of the cards. We got a few more bangers after this. Next up, World Champs 2007. So this one, he said, was kind of an outlier. He has no idea why it ended up getting the 5. I think he said There might have been some damage in one of the corners. There might have been like a little bit of like actual like divots in the actual card. I'm trying to see if I can catch it in the light. So I don't know what is wrong with this card. There definitely is something going on. Oh, I think it's right there. I think there's a little divot, almost like some sort of crease there or something in the actual card itself. It's kind of really hard to tell on camera there, but I can see it in person. There's like some creasing there. It almost looks like a U right there. But either way, super cool card. I did not pay much for this one, but the collection as a whole, like I said, $1,000. Here's the reverse foil from Pokemon Skyridge, and this is a PSA 8 reverse holo, just a really cool Expedition era Eevee card. And yeah, so that is the first cards, and now to get into the real treats. First off, we're going to start it off with this Espeon from 2000 Japanese Crossing the Ruins holo. This is a Mint Plus 9.5, and I mean, just look at how amazing this card looks. I mean, just absolutely stunning. I have this artwork actually in English, but it is like extremely damaged. It's like a 4 or 5 probably if it were to be graded. And this is just such a stunning looking artwork. I absolutely love this. And this is such a banger of a card. Should I cross this over to PSA and see if I can get the 10? I'm not sure. Next up, another potential for crossover. Bam! Beckett 9.5 with 310 subgrades. An absolutely strong 10 competitor, but a 9.5 gem mint from Beckett nonetheless. This is like such a grail type card for me to have. I mean, I am like, it's so gorgeous. I mean, looking at it in person and just like the artwork and just seeing like the Eevee there and there and there, it's just so stunning. Like, this is such an amazing card. And you know, I can kind of see why they you know, gave it the 9 on centering because of the back there. But PSA is less strict with the back centering. So I feel like just based off of the front, this is an easy 10. So it could be worth crossing over, but we'll see after we look at the numbers and kind of see what the risk is there. But man, this is just such an awesome card, and I'm so happy to have this. Like, I'm just so happy to have all of these. Like, it's just so, I'm just so excited by that. Also notice how I put the Sylveon next to the other Sylveon. And this is the final card. So this was 8 cards. We've got another Beckett 9.5 with 310 subgrades and a 9 subgrade holding it back from the 10 is Espeon VMAX Alt Art from Fusion Strike. This is so cool. So cool. I mean, look at the detail on these cards, and just, I mean, these are just like, these 2 cards alone are just so freaking cool. I'm so happy to have these. Like, it's so awesome. I'm just like, yeah, I just feel completely speechless to be holding these cards, and just like, I wanted these alt arts so badly for so long. I've had the Umbreon alt art at one point. I've held it. I've graded one. And just to be able to kind of like get my hands on these alt arts again, I've never had these ones specifically before, but man, these are so awesome. But yeah, so with that done, we're gonna go ahead and look at the computer and see what I paid for these 8 slabs. And you guys can be the judge, you know, tell me in the comments if you think that I overpaid for this collection. You know, did I overpay? Am I gonna, you know, get screwed over by how much these were versus what they are actually worth? Let me know in the comments below once we get into these numbers. But man, look at them all out. Whew! All right. Let's turn this camera around. So we're here on Google Sheets with AJ's collection, And here we have the 8 cards that I bought, everything from the Espeon all the way down to the 3rd Espeon. So I didn't even realize that there was 3 Espeons, but now after looking at the spreadsheet, I see that there was. But so this is what I valued all of the slabs based off of just recent sales. I saw some that were a little bit higher, some that were a little bit lower, but around the midway point of FMV lied at $1,085 for this collection. So that's why I say I bought a $1,000 collection, because that is what it's worth. It's worth at least $1,085, and I was pretty conservative. So this side over here is what I believe it may be worth if I were to cross grade some of those high grade cards, like the 9.5s, all of the 9.5s actually. So in a PSA 10 for the Espeon VMAX, it goes from a $200 card to a $300 card. For the Sylveon, goes from a 150 to about a 260. There was actually some sales for even 300, but also some for like 240 to 260. So it's pretty regularly selling at 260 though. And then the Espeon 196 had a crazy high sale for 345. In all honesty, I don't know if it would sell for 345 in a PSA 10. It would more likely sell for around like 280, because that was where some of the other last sales went for. But it could just be a card that's spiking up. You know, there's just maybe not a lot of them in a PSA 10. So that brings us to 1460 with all of the other cards and those cards if they were to become 10s. So personally, if you were to ask me if I should cross grade these 3 cards, I would say, yeah, I think it's worth a shot. I think for, you know, it would probably be about $45 in grading fees. I think that it would totally be worth the chance at getting an extra $300 in value from the collection. Actually, a little bit more. It'd be almost $400 in extra value. And then here's what I paid for the collection. I paid $930. And how I worked that out was, because a lot of these cards are higher value cards, typically I pay 80% of fair market value, which is last sales. I typically pay about 80% for graded cards and then about 60% for raw cards, which I am buying collections. If you guys are interested, check out my Instagram or my email down in the description below. You can email me your collection. I'll give you a free quote fast, and we pay cash. So I paid $930, which was a higher amount than 80%. Why? Well, it's because of this idea that 3 of these cards have such a great potential at getting 10s that it only made sense to pay a little bit above that 80%. And I actually paid closer to 90% of last sales for this collection, just because of how strongly I felt about some of these 10 cards. But what do you guys think? Did I get scammed? Did he get scammed? What happened? Personally, I think that this was a fair, even exchange all around. You know, this is completely fair in my mind, because I am now taking on the risk of cracking these out or cross-grading them or whatever it is. I'm taking the risk. If these downgrade, I could end up losing $300, you know? So then if I pay $930, it's really only worth about $700. So I feel like it's completely fair, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Anyways, that is the collection. Really didn't take too long to talk about the numbers, just because it was honestly pretty small. I mean, it was a small collection, but man, such bangers. Anyways, that's gonna wrap up this video. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. I feel like I've already told you enough times about the Whatnot. Go check it out, use the referral link. Anyways, that's all from me. Thank you very much. Take care.